You gotta be able to watch.
Sí, por internet. Por Zoom, sí, sí.
You're on. Wait, why is this still logged in as me? You can change your name.
There we go. Hi, everybody.
That's what that is. That's what you want in. Just kidding.
All right. Hi, I'm Chef Asata. Welcome to our cooking class here at Captain Planet. Thanks for joining us. I've got everyone on mute because in the Zoom room, if there's a bunch of unmuted mics, it makes a terrible sound with lots of feedback. So if you go to the bottom of your screen, you'll see a chat bubble. Click that, and it'll open up a chat box. So if there's anything you want to say, you can type it in over there. I'm putting a message in now. Do you see the message in the chat box? Give me a thumbs up if you do. Awesome. Cool. So if there's any questions you have or anything, you can just type it over there and I'll be able to respond without you opening your mic. We're going to spend a couple minutes just letting people get logged in and get their technology worked out. You may want to orient your device so that I can see your work area. I can see what you're doing with your hands. That just lets me know that we're all kind of on the same page. And if you're using your parents' Zoom, you may want to change the name on your screen so that it's your name. Otherwise, I'll end up calling you by your parents' name as we go through the recipe. And you can just put your first name. We don't need everything. All right, and also while we're waiting for folks to log in for about 2 more minutes, go ahead and wash your hands for me. Do that 20-second scrub where you're getting all between the fingers and around your thumbs and all around the backs of your knuckles and all the way up to your wrists. Let's get some good clean hands in here because we will be using them. Oh, okay, so that's really William on Jen's screen. Is that what you're saying, William? Gotcha. All right. Well, your video is off at the moment. Oh, there you go. Hi, William. I see Brian, Amanda, Noah, Dawn. We'll give folks about another minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. We are making easy enchiladas today. This recipe can be done a million different ways. So it's a really fun one to have under your belt. So you can always customize it and end up making your own specialty for enchiladas. Oh, okay. Jackson, where do you see that? Okay, cool. Gotcha. All right. The other cool thing about enchiladas is a lot of the stuff we already had at home in our pantries. Enchiladas are fantastic for quarantine cooking, as I call it, which is making something out of whatever you have around the house so you don't have to go back to the store. So for today, you may be using some leftover chicken, right? That was cooked from another day and you just chopped it up. Or you could use some ground beef or ground turkey. I've made enchiladas from leftover hamburger patties. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Earlier this week, I had another enchilada class and I had some leftover pinto beans. So I put that in there with some chicken. And today, I'm actually going to use more vegetables than meat. And for my enchiladas, I have some sauteed vegetables. In here, I have onion, bell pepper, zucchini, and spinach. And I have some chorizo. I had like one chorizo piece that obviously wasn't enough to feed everybody. But if I chop it up and add it to my enchilada mix, voila, I can feed everybody. So that's what's really cool about enchiladas. So you should have something for your filling. We're going to go over our mise en place, which is everything that we'll need for ingredients and equipment. You should have about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of either cooked and chopped or shredded meat or beans that are cooked or whatever's going to go in the inside of your enchiladas. It should be about 1.5 cups and it should be cooked and chopped and ready to go. Give me a thumbs up if you got your cooked protein ready to go. Meat, beans, even rice. Okay, cool. Next, we're going to need some cheese. I love cheese, so I tend to get a little heavy-handed, but I think you only need about 2 to 2.5 cups of cheese for the recipe. You'll see me do ridiculous amounts of cheese. You don't have to do that. We'll need some enchilada sauce. Give me a thumbs up if you got your enchilada sauce. Okay. I've got mine in a can. If you don't have enchilada sauce, you can use salsa. You can use salsa. I happen to have the green enchilada sauce today, and I have some salsa verde on the side, so cool. We're good with that. And what about our tortillas? Everybody got some tortillas about taco size? These tortillas are actually a little bigger than my normal taco size tortillas, but I'm going to use them anyway because, hey, quarantine cooking, right? We're going to use what we have. All right, you'll need maybe a can opener to get your enchilada sauce open. If it's a jar, go ahead and ask mom or dad or whatever adult is around to help you open that jar. It can be pretty tough. I'm going to go ahead and get my enchilada sauce open. All right, cool. What we want to do now is preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Get that oven preheated to 350 degrees. We want that rocking and rolling while we're putting our enchiladas together. Okay? And then the next thing you're going to need, once your oven is on and your enchilada sauce is open, you will need a mixing bowl. This is where we're going to put all of our ingredients together. We'll need to do it in a mixing bowl, and you'll need a spoon to stir with. Okay? You want a sizable mixing bowl because you're going to put, and I guess we'll just go ahead and do this together, put all your protein that's already cooked, your meat or beans, in the mixing bowl. Whatever's going to be your filling for your enchiladas, go ahead and put it in the mixing bowl. All right. Yep, pour it on in there. And then next we are going to measure out about 1 cup of cheese. A cup of cheese, and if you like really cheesy enchiladas, you may want to go with 1.5 cups. So let's measure out 1 cup of shredded cheese. And I'm using a combination of cheddar and Colby Jack. You guys may have some similar combinations. Cojita cheese is good, cheddar cheese is good. Whatever you have. I've seen enchiladas made with cream cheese. It makes them really gooey on the inside, but that's an option too. So I said I like cheese, so I am literally gonna do like 1 cup and a scant half of cheese. All right. Now we're gonna add 1/2 cup of enchilada sauce. So I will type all of this over into our chat for anyone who missed what our filling is. It is 1.5 to 2 cups of protein plus 1 to 1.5 cups of cheese plus a 1/2 cup enchilada sauce. Okay, so here's my enchilada sauce. Here's my 1/2 cup measure. That goes right in there. Okay, once you have those 3 ingredients in the bowl, go ahead and give it a mix. Whether it's beans or meat, vegetables, cheese, this is your filling. All right, once that's stirred up, just set it aside for a minute. Okay, now you're gonna measure out about a 1/2 cup of enchilada sauce and pour it right into the bottom of your 9x13 baking dish. So again, that's 1/2 cup of sauce, more or less, right into your 9x13 baking dish. And it should just cover the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to type that here.
Mama.
Hey.
Hi. Mama.
Hmm?
Guess what?
There we go.
Can I have some more milk here?
Give me just a second. So once I've got my 1/2 cup of sauce in the dish, I swirl my dish around like this, just so that the enchilada sauce covers all the bottom. It should be a pretty thin layer. It's not a really thick layer. Okay, once you get to that point where you have the bottom of the pan covered, let me know. Go get one from outside. Yep, thumbs up when you get the bottom of the pan covered. Good job. William Bryant, good job. Jackson, good job. Amanda, thumbs up, good job. Lindsay's ready to roll, excellent. And Noah's getting his sauce in the pan as we speak. Good job. Okay. For our next part, we're going to need a little space to roll our tortillas. So I'm going to clear some room on my cutting board here so I can roll some tortillas. I'm going to move all this out of the way. Open up my tortillas. I'm going to roll them one at a time. Okay, and the way I'm doing this is I just take some of my filling that's in our mixing bowl, right, and run it right down the middle of that tortilla. Just like that. You don't really want to overstuff it where you have filling falling out all over the place. Just roll it so that you have some filling right in the middle, then fold one side over, like that. Then fold the other side back this way toward you. Once it's rolled like that, put it seam side down, flip the whole thing over, and put it right on top of that sauce in your baking dish. So let's repeat that until all of our filling is used up. I'm running a filling right through the middle, making sure I don't overload. It's going to depend on the size of your tortilla, of course. Usually it's somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3. If your tortillas tear, it's okay, because they're all going to bake together in this cheesy, saucy goodness over here. Just press them together until you can't get any more in there. You may even want to consider going in 2 different directions if you have shorter tortillas. You'll line them all up this way and then fill in the sides with your shorter tortillas. You want to roll it kind of tight, but it doesn't have to be super duper tight. Again, if your tortillas tear, it's okay. because we're going to put some more cheese on here and that's going to hold everything together. And this is your assembly line. Just keep rolling, keep stuffing until you get it all done. You guys are doing great. Keep rolling. Just like that. Looks like I actually am a little short on my stuffing this time. I didn't make it all the way to the end. Keep rolling. Like that. Everybody good? You still rolling? Good. Right into that pan. Looking good. All right, are we all rolled up or are we still rolling? Still rolling, no problem. Keep rolling. I want everybody to kind of hang out right here so we can finish them up together and get them all in the oven at the same time. I actually ran out of stuffing, so I'm gonna grab something to go in this last tortilla and I'll be right back. I'm gonna try a new enchilada, a fried chicken enchilada, because I happen to have some left over and I can just roll it up in there and we'll see how that turns out. That might be really good. But it fills the last space that I have here so that my enchilada pan is full. You guys had a real assembly line going there. That looks great. Keep stuffing and rolling. There you go. Good job. So the next step, once you get all your filling rolled up, is you're going to pour a little more enchilada sauce over the top and sprinkle some cheese on top. So we're just going to pour the rest of this on here. And come back with a little more cheese. Now your enchilada sauce on top doesn't have to completely coat everything so that it's all wet and gooey. It's okay to have it be a little bit thin because remember we have a little sauce on the bottom and we have sauce inside the enchiladas. So we don't want to drown it right now. Put enough sauce over the top to sort of spread it around, and some parts of the tortillas will get crisp. Some parts of the tortilla will stay soft because they're under the sauce, and that's going to give us some interesting texture when they come out of the oven. So sauce, cheese, and into the oven. These enchiladas are going to bake for about 20 minutes. All right, into the oven we go. Spread your sauce, get some cheese on there. There you go. Looking good. Into the oven. Set that timer for 20 minutes. All right, there they go, into the oven. And for our next part, this is the parents' favorite part, now we clean up. So let's get all of our measuring cups, our spoons and bowls, and get all of that over to the sink. Excuse me. If you have cheese or tortillas or anything left over like that, let's get everything closed up and wrapped up and put away. And then next we want to wipe down our work area because we're going to set up a condiment bar. So let's make sure that we don't have any cheese and sauce splattered around our work area. Get everything wiped down. And if you were getting real reckless with that cheese, you may need to do a floor check. Might need to break out the broom right quick. Let's get that area cleaned up. And we need to think ahead because the dog took care of the floor cheese. Dogs are good for that. Yeah. We need to be thinking ahead for when we take our enchiladas out of the oven because they're going to be hot. You don't want to just set that on the countertop. So have a space cleared out and have some nice dry oven mitts or kitchen towels ready for when that timer goes off and we pull the enchiladas out. Cool. Nice. All right, so while the enchiladas are cooking, this is the time for us to think about what garnishes and sauces we like with our enchiladas. Let me see, raise a hand if you like sour cream. So if you like sour cream, if you have sour cream, this would be a good time to get it out of the refrigerator and let's set it up on our enchilada bar. Okay. I've got a little bowl of sour cream. That'll go there. Who likes salsa? Either red salsa, green salsa. Okay, so let's look and see if you've got any salsa in the fridge or in the pantry and break that out. We'll put that on our enchilada bar. I have some red salsa here. So that's coming out. I also have some green salsa. Salsa verde. It's made with tomatillos. So I got my salsa out. Good. Oh yeah, that guac sauce, the Herdez guac sauce is delicious. That's good stuff. Anybody got any avocados? Speaking of guac sauce, you want to put any avocado or guacamole with your enchiladas? This would be a good time to get that ready. If you want to make a quick little batch of guacamole, or just slice avocados. Who likes some heat? I have some jalapenos for a little spicy. I'm going to set a few of those out. My kids don't like them, but I do. I like the spiciness of the jalapenos and the coolness of the sour cream together. So first I eat the jalapenos and I'm like, oh, it's hot. And then I eat the sour cream or the guacamole and I'm like, ah, that is so good. And then I do it again. Okay, I've got some fresh herbs. I see some other fresh herbs up there. Cilantro is in the house. We can pick off some leaves of cilantro and chop those up if you want. I actually tend to leave them whole because I like to use them as garnish. I think they're pretty when they're whole leaves like that. So we've got some cilantro. What else? Oh, I've got some green onions, some scallions. I like to take one of these and slice it up and sprinkle it over the top. It kind of gives you that fresh onion taste without all the harshness of the bigger onions. But if you like onions, you can go ahead and dice up an onion or maybe half an onion to use as garnish for your enchiladas as well. So I'm cutting up this green onion and I'm going to use the green and the white parts. For my enchiladas. And did you know that when you get down to this root part of the green onion, that if you soak that in water, it'll grow back? You put that in a shallow dish and the whole onion will start to grow again from in here. You'll get green sprouts coming right up through the middle. So you don't want to always throw these away. That's a really cool experiment you guys could do to grow back some green onions and see if it works. Celery too. When you get that very bottom part of the celery, you just shave off that flat end, soak it in some water, and your celery will grow back. Let's see. You guys think of any other accoutrements that you may want to have to go along with your fancy schmancy easy enchiladas? Guacamole this evening. Okay, that's going to be fantastic. If you do happen to make guacamole now or cut an avocado now, put some lime juice on it or lemon juice, some acid, and that will stop that avocado from browning if you're not going to serve this right away. So I think we have enough condiments here. Oh, here's something else I learned. Crunched up tortilla chips on top of enchiladas is delicious. So if you have some tortilla chips or even some like Doritos, you may want to crunch them up so you can sprinkle them over the top. And it's really nice because it has a contrasting texture. The enchiladas tend to be soft, and then you have the crunch from the tortilla crumbles mixed in with it, and it's a nice addition to the enchilada dish. All right, if I look over here, we've got about 12 minutes left on our enchiladas. So let's go ahead and get the rest of our condiments ready. You're going to need a spatula to scoop them out, and possibly a knife if you have long tortillas like I do to kind of cut them in half. They need a little knife and a spatula. You may need some spoons for some of your garnishes, so go ahead and get that if you need them. And you're definitely going to want some plates if you're eating this as it comes out of the oven. If you're going to eat it later, don't worry about that. but you've got your whole setup here. What you might want to think about is if you want to make an additional side, if you're eating dinner later, to go with the enchiladas. So do you want to whip up a salad? Do you want to do some rice and beans? You've got different options, and you've got a little time if you're going to eat it for dinner to think about what you want to have to go along with your enchiladas. If you're pre-making them now, you just get them to the point where you put the cheese on them and they can hang out in the fridge wrapped in plastic wrap until you're ready to go. Or you can go ahead and bake them off and just reheat them when it's dinner time. And if the family's not all eating at the same time because everybody's been snacking all day, this is real easy for the kids to just cut up and put a portion in the microwave and they can just eat as they go. All right, so while we have these 10 minutes left, let's take 5 minutes to go ahead and finish setting up our sides. And for everyone who has their sides set up, let's finish cleaning up, because I know you've got a mixing bowl and a spoon and all that can get washed up or stuck in the dishwasher real quick. So just 5 minutes, go ahead and finish that up, and then we will pull these babies out of the oven at the same time and marvel at how cheesy and delicious they look. Okay, 5-minute cleanup session. So Amelia made a gluten-free batch and a flour tortilla batch. That is a great idea. What did you use for gluten-free tortillas? Or are they just gluten-free tortillas? Oh, corn tortillas. Yeah, awesome. That's gonna be great. Corn and flour. Okay. I really like corn tortillas flavor when they toast up in this nice hot oven. That's a really nice flavor. And when I make fish tacos, it has to be on a corn tortilla. That's just has to be that way. One good thing about not having a ton of sauce on these wheat tortillas is that they get to crisp up. Excuse me. They get to crisp up and not get too soggy or gummy. Yeah, corn tortillas have a much heartier taste, a little earthier, I think, the corn. So yeah, I look forward to that. All right, so everyone's kitchen should be pretty clean. We've had time to clean up after ourselves, so mom and dad should be real happy about you making these enchiladas right now, because when you sit down to eat them, there won't be a need to jump up and clean up. You've already handled most of that. We've got our condiment bar set up for our enchiladas. That way everyone can make their enchiladas taste the way they want them to, with different sauces and condiments. That's a great suggestion, Noah. If you double the portions, you can make double batches of enchiladas because they freeze really well. And then you've got enchiladas in the freezer. So that whole philosophy of cook once, eat twice is really smart. It's a time saver. So that's a great way to utilize your time in the kitchen, preparing things that you can reheat later or freeze and reheat later. And as we said in the beginning, enchiladas are a great way to use up a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, you know, if you've got a couple chicken legs, a little bit of rice, a few vegetables, this is a great way to put it in, repurpose it, if you will, like recycle your main dish so that you have a leftover makeover that the whole family's gonna love, because enchiladas are delicious any way you make them. All right, so it's looking like I got about 5 more minutes on my clock. Let's find out what everybody put in their enchiladas. I'm gonna go around and unmute you to find out what your ingredients are today. As I said earlier, I did actually a mix of vegetables today. I had zucchini, onions, peppers, spinach, and then I added some chorizo sausage to it. So let's start with Bryant. Oh, no, Bryant just walked away. Oh, Bryant's back. Hey, let's start with Bryant, and unmute yourself and tell us what you put in your enchiladas today.
I put salsa, sour cream, and jalapenos.
Oh yeah, gotta have that jalapeno heat. So that's your those are your sides to go with it. What'd you put inside the enchiladas? What meat or protein did you use?
Ground beef.
Okay, so ground beef and cheese.
Yeah.
All right, that's gonna be very tasty. I'm looking forward to it. Hey Amanda, are you there? Amanda, can you tell us what you put inside your enchiladas?
I just put some meat and cheese inside.
Okay, what kind of meat did you use today?
Turkey meat.
Turkey meat? Okay, cool. That's gonna be delicious. And Noah, are you there?
Yeah.
Tell us what went inside your enchiladas today, Noah.
I put ground beef, black beans, cheese, and enchilada sauce.
Nice. I like the beans and cheese combo. That's gonna be real hearty. And then I see Jen. Jen isn't really Jen though. Jen is William. William, what went inside your enchiladas today?
Tell us what you put in there. Tell her what you put.
What'd you put in your enchiladas?
Pork and chicken.
Pork and chicken. Okay, we got the dual meat blend.
Half and half. We did half and half.
Okay.
He's being very shy right now. So.
I understand. It's kind of weird when all those eyes are on you. Great. Thank you so much. And Dawn is Jackson. Are you there, Jackson? What went in your enchiladas, Jackson?
Ground beef.
Ground beef and
Cheese.
cheese.
Okay. Ground beef and cheese. That's a nice traditional enchilada. That's going to be great. Let's come over here to Jen. It says Jenna Rhodes. Jenna, but you don't look like a Jenna. What's your name?
My mama didn't change my thing.
So what went in your enchiladas?
I can't remember.
What did you just put in them?
Cheese, chicken, taco sauce,
And tomatoes.
Okay.
and tomatoes.
All right. So you got some chicken and cheese enchiladas coming. That's going to be delicious. Did we get everybody? Well, there's Rachel, but I can't see if Rachel's there. Are you there, Rachel?
Yes.
And what went inside your enchiladas today?
Beans, chicken, vegetables.
Oh, what kind of vegetables did you use?
Mixed vegetables.
Okay, yum. That's going to be a complete meal. She's got her vegetables, her protein. It's all there. Dairy, you got it. It's in there. Cool. Very good. All right. Anybody else? Liam? Do you want to tell us what went in your enchiladas today? It looks like I can't unmute you, so you'd have to unmute yourself. All right, but what I think that shows everybody is anything you think of could pretty much work. Beans work, meat works, vegetables work. It is all possible, and they will all come out delicious. That's what I love about it. Okay, so mine is about to come out of the oven. Woo, it smells so good. There we go. The sauce is bubbling at the bottom. The cheese has melted across the top. The edges of the tortillas have a little bit of crispness to them as they've been not covered by all the sauce. And then the center is going to be nice and moist and soft with all that cheesy goodness. Let's see those enchiladas, folks. Here they come. Look at those. Looking good. Who is excited about this? I am excited about this. I have to admit. So you want them to sit for just a few minutes when they come out of the oven, because, you know, it's kind of like when you get that hot pizza right out of the oven and you pick up a slice of pizza, what happens? All your cheese falls off, right? Same principle here. You want your cheese to stay on your enchiladas. So let them sit for, you know, 3 or 4 minutes, cool down just a little bit. And then you can either take them out one enchilada at a time, or you can cut them down the middle and take out like a square of enchiladas like that. Just depends on how you want to do it. Then you can use all of your enchilada bar garnishes to make a beautiful plate. Not just a delicious plate, but a beautiful plate. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut my enchiladas because I just want to taste a little bit now. I'll save the rest for dinner, but they smell so good that I want to get in there and just try a little bit. Anytime you're working with a pan, you want to hold on to it with an oven mitt so it doesn't get away from you. I'm going to get a little plate, and then I'm going to make it pretty. Because that's what the restaurants do, right? They make it look all fancy. Well, you can do that at home without paying those restaurant prices and enjoy your fancy, schmancy, easy enchiladas from your very own quarantine kitchen. So I'll put a little dab of sour cream over there. I want to drizzle some green salsa across, and then drizzle some red salsa across the other way, kind of like a crisscross, right? Make it nice. I'm going to sprinkle some of my green onions on here. Garnish it with a little cilantro leaf or two over here. Like that. And then for the coup de grace, I will finish it with a few slices of my hot jalapenos. Like that. All right. Try and put together a colorful and pretty plate for your enchiladas. And then take a picture and send it to me, because I'd love to see your enchiladas. Or if your parents took any pictures while you were cooking, you could send those too. But that looks great. Yeah, get some Fritos or some Doritos or some tortilla chips and crunch them up right over the top. That's going to be great. I see some lime action happening. That's pretty fancy right there. Yes. Go ahead and scoop them out, make a pretty plate, and enjoy those enchiladas. You guys did a great job. Those are some beautiful looking enchiladas coming out of the oven. Looking good. Oh yeah, nice job, Noah. You're welcome, Rachel. All right, you gonna give them a try? Bryant's getting his decoration on with the salsa and the spoon. I'm gonna taste these because these just look amazing. These are my vegetable and sausage enchiladas. First time I've made that. Make sure I get a little bit of salsa with it. Mmm. That's really good. The onions and the pepper that are in there still have a little bit of crispness. So I like that inclusion in there. I might add that in even if I do meat again for my next enchiladas. It's a nice texture. Nice. Yeah, the Food Network will definitely get you up on your presentation. Well, I hope everybody had fun today, and I hope you enjoy your enchiladas. If you make a pretty plate and you want to send me a picture, I'd love to see it. And I hope this is a recipe you guys can use again and again because enchiladas are so flexible. And they will definitely improve your leftovers while we're doing our quarantine cooking, right? So I'll email everyone the entire recipe so you'll have it and you can make it again and again and switch it up and maybe come up with your own house specialties. And I thank you all so much for cooking with me. I had a great time and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I'll send you some links of classes that are opening up for next week as well. So thanks again, everyone. You did a great job. I'll see you next time. Enjoy your enchiladas. Bye.